Harriet Tubman's birth name was Aramantia Ross. Harriet Tubman was born in Maryland and was born a slave in 1820. Harriet Tubman often wore hats to cover up her scars and disguise herself as a man. The state that Harriet Tubman wanted to escape to was Pennsylvania. While working as a slave, Harriet Tubman was responsible for scrubbing floors, dusting, and caring for children. She also worked on plantations. Harriet Tubman was often nicknamed Minty and Moses. Harriet Tubman's mother's name was Harriet Green, and Harriet Tubman's father's name was Benjamin Ross. Harriet Tubman never had any kids. In all, Harriet is believed to have conducted approximately 300 people to freedom in the North Canadian Territory over a 15-year period. Once Harriet reached Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, she worked in the kitchen in a hotel. It was better to be a slave in the North than the South because the conditions in the South were much worse. Slaves used songs to communicate with family members along their journeys. Harriet Tubman often slept in the woods in the daytime. As a teenager, Harriet saw a slave try to escape. She followed the slave into a store where an overseer had cornered him. As the slave slipped away, the overseer threw a heavy weight at him. The weight missed the man and struck Harriet. Ow! Harriet survived, but her forehead was badly scarred. She also suffered headaches and blackouts for the rest of her life. Wade in the water was often sang when the slave catchers and their dogs were approaching. If you were caught helping a slave escape, you would be fined, sent to jail, or even killed. Many risked the punishment because they believed that slaves should be free. Harriet made 19 trips into Maryland and other slave states, and she brought more than 300 people into freedom in the northern U.S. and Canada. Harriet continued to return to Maryland after helping her family escape to help other slaves. Harriet transported her family to Pennsylvania by rowboat. In all of Harriet Tubman's journeys, she never lost a slave. The North and South did not get along on the topic of slavery. People helped the slaves along their journeys by giving them food, water, and shelter. Slaves often wanted to give up on their journeys because they were exhausted and the trips were very long. The issue of slavery helped start the Civil War because the Union and other political members couldn't agree about slavery. Harriet Tubman's husband died during the Civil War. After the war ended, Harriet helped a biographer publish her life story. The Underground Railroad was not actually an underground train track. It was just a route through different states. Instead of using a compass, slaves used stars to find their way to freedom. A conductor was the name of a person leading a slave to freedom on the Underground Railroad. The Fugitive Slave Act, established in 1850, made Harriet's rescues much more difficult. William Lloyd Garrison organized meetings where people talked about how to put an end to slavery. Harriet Tubman spent her last years in a home called the Harriet Tubman Home for Aged and Indigent Negro, which she established in Auburn, New York. She died on March 10, 1913, after suffering from pneumonia. Harriet Tubman was a hero in American history and changed slavery for everyone.